Okay. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. And welcome back in today's class. Today we are day number 6 of our class here. And today we are going to be enter into the ServiceNow domain. When I say the ServiceNow domain means today we are actually going to be see that how this tool is look like. So we are going to be enter into the ServiceNow area. The biggest benefit what ServiceNow say is that if you want to do the practice, then you need something to do that part. Like how many of you remember that when we were kid and there is a class test tomorrow in the class, then how you guys prepare the same thing at a home? My father and my mom sit with me and say, okay, tell me this question. Write this question on the paper. What they're doing, they're making me to practice so that tomorrow when I go into the exam or go into the class test, I should not be fail. And this is the another benefit which ServiceNow say. It says, I know you are a developer, I know you are a consultant, I know you are an architect, but if you want to build your own capability in the ServiceNow area, then how you can do? To do that part, I am giving you a concept called the PDI, Personal Development Instance. That is stand for the PDI stand for the Personal Development Instance, PDI. It means that everyone or anyone, I say not everyone, let's say anyone who want to learn ServiceNow and want to do the practice, he or she can take the PDI from the ServiceNow and they can do the practice at their end. So I sent the video that how you can take a PDI, and I'm assuming everybody has their own PDI. Okay, but the most of the work you guys will be doing in my PDI only. I'll tell you that how this can be possible or the feasible, that I will tell you. So nothing to be worried. Okay, that is the first part. Now I'll show you few important points here. So you can see my PDI here. Okay, this is the login page and we are going to be do this complete training on the release called San Diego. And we are going to be use the actual format which is given by San Diego. We're not going to be change any property here, major property here. So be comfortable. Maybe in your company where you're working at point of time, they did not upgrade their system to the San Diego. In that case, look and feel will be different. Don't worry about the same. As the training, we're going only to be use the San Diego, and I will tell you that how it will be look like. So I'm logging here as an admin. Now the question come, Atul, in my PDI, how I can log in? So I'm sure you guys created your developer.servicenow.com user ID. Okay, so what you can do, you can go here and log in with your username and the password. Okay, everything has been given in that video. That is why I gave that homework to you guys during the weekend. So let me log in here now. Okay, so now you can see I log in here. If you are confused, you click here, go to the manage instance password. I cannot click on this because otherwise everybody is able to see my password. So I'm not doing to that part. If you click on this, you will able to find the username and the password. Okay. Now the question comes, Atul, what do you mean by the word instance? This link is a one instance of ServiceNow which I am using. You will also get one link which start with the word called the dev and having a 5 or 6 digits to log in into that. This is just for the PDI. I'm saying in your official instances, these will not be there. These digits will not be there. It will be like with the name of your company for whom you are working at point of time. Okay, so this is a thing which I can put it here. Second important point regarding the PDI. If you will not log in into your PDI more than 24 hours, it will go into the hibernate mode. It will go into the sleep mode. Like it's like a beer. In the winter season, beer sleep, 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 and sleep. He will wake up only when someone came there or disturb him. So it is the standard of service now that if you will not use the PDI, I guess more than 12 hours or 14 hours or 24 hours, then it will go in the wake up mode. But you can wake that up the instance by using the again your login name and password. If you will not log in into your PDI more than 10 days, then ServiceNow will take the PDI back from you and keep it in their database. In that case, you have to be again request for the PDI. So my recommendation is that in the beginning, in the next 2-3 days, there's a few exercises which you have to be do in your instance only. But post that, I will recommend to use my instance because I can keep track of everyone performance. I can keep track of everyone work, what you guys are doing day in, day out on the exercise part. Okay, clear everyone till this point now. Any doubt, any question, any clarification? Go ahead, guys, go ahead, ask your question. No question, no clarification. Yesterday, I sent one screenshot. The possibility will be high if you ask. The possibility will be less if you don't ask. Don't worry. Let's go to the service now. So I enter my admin name and the password, and now I'm going to be click on the login here. Once I click on the login, I will be entering into the standard UI. If I log in into my service now in the San Diego, this page will be appear for every user except the end user, because end user is not allowed to enter into this. It's not recommended, actually not allowed. It's not recommended actually that he enter end user able to log in this format. Let me give you one homework. Okay, let me give you one homework. Now, if you log in into your PDI, just quickly log in. Everybody log into the PDI quickly. Log in, guys. I can ask anyone to share the screen. So quickly log in. Don't say Atul, I log in from the phone. It is not allowed now. I told you. After 2 or 3 days, you are not allowed to log in via phone. Quickly log in. I want to be see your these things. PDI. Okay.
Sorry, I've not created like this.
Why not created, Ugo? Follow the video which I shared in the WhatsApp group and try to get your PDI today. Thanks for the true answer. At least you clearly say that you did not create that. Okay, the homework for you guys. How this thing will become in your PDI? Like I put learn grow here. Search for this. Don't come to me, Atul, how this will be done. No, this is not going to be spoon feeding. This is a pure practical part now for you. You have to be think because you are going to be developer now. You are going to be consultant now in the market. You should know these tips and tricks. Let's come back to the here. Now when I log in into the PDI, because it is a San Diego, the look and feel will be little different. Anyone of you has a PDI which is not on the San Diego? Anyone? Okay, good, because I told that's fine. Okay. Now, if you say on the top, this is called the banner frame. This is called the banner frame complete. यहाँ से यहाँ तक. ये पूरा है. This is called the banner frame. Okay, this is called the search. I'll give you that how this work actually, because in the PDI they complete in the San Diego they completely changed this new look in the San Diego called the next experience. This is called the next experience, and in the ServiceNow term, this is called the uh, unified experience or unified look and feel. You can say front end, unified front end. So if someone asks, hey, it's look beautiful, you can say yes, it is a next experience given by ServiceNow in the San Diego. Okay, so what is the purpose of these things here? Let's discuss that part now. Okay, now let's say you are roaming into the market. Okay, okay, let's take example. When we go for the shopping with our kids, our family, we always tell to our children or the kids that if you lost somewhere by any chance and someone pick you up, tell them that please drop me at this particular address, or tell them that call me on this number. It is my and your father number is this. The child says okay. It means if you are roaming into the in the tool anywhere and you want to be come back on this page, what is the shortcut? Just click on this image here. Now the first question come, Atul, this is some different image you are be putting here. In my instance, I'm not getting this image. I'm getting a some other image. It's mentioned like a ServiceNow image. Yes or no? Is anyone open the PDI? Anyone open the PDI?
Yes, Atul.
Yes. So I'm sure in your PDI you are not able to see this image. It's showing ServiceNow here, right?
Yes, yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yes.
The reason is that because I done some changes in my instance. So if you are roaming anywhere in the on the screen and you want to be come back on the home page, you just click on this image. Let's say if you want to be see, let me put like this. Oh, Atul, I want to go on the home page. How I can go? Click on this image. You are on the home page. This is called the home banner. This is called the home banner. This is called the menu or the banner frame, which give you a more option to navigate the tool. Number one, another point, don't consider this training as a end user training. No, we are going to be understand that why these options are there. What is the purpose of these options are there? So the all says if you want to see the all application or modules in your ServiceNow instance, then you can click on the all and you can search it here. Like I want to be search for the incident. I want to be search for the change. I want to be search for the SLA. I want to be search for the workflow like this. So this is the place where you can do the saving. This is you can see the all application and the module. Now important point. How many of you remember that how many user license we discuss in our discussion? How many users we discuss? We discuss the end user, we discuss the approver, we discuss the ITIL user, and we discuss the admin. If Priya is inviting Khushbu at her home, and Priya and Khushbu are the best friend from the last 10 or 20 years, then Khushbu is allowed to enter in any room of Priya's house because she is equal to the admin. It means what I want to be say here that the availability of the module or the applications here depend on the role you have given to that particular user. You are my colleagues. you are my participants, you are my friends, but still you are not the admin in my instance. You can see this thing. Atul, can you share the agenda? I can share. Can you share the attendance? I can share. But I cannot share the fees structure with anyone. I cannot share the fees details with anyone, that how much I get, how much not get, what is the things I'm taking care, because you're not admin here. So number one and first point from the interview perspective is always remember the availability of the modules or the application here depend on the access given to the user. So now I log in as an admin. Let me log in as some other user. I'll tell that what is this particular impersonate means. Let me put end user here. There's a no user here, call end user. Let me put able tutor. Let me log in with this. He's architect. I'm sure that he has the full rights. See, now I log in as Mr. Able Tutor and I cannot see the much part. Let's see. Are you able to find SLA? SLA option, SLA module, SLA application is not available for this user. Why? Because this user is not a admin. He just have a ITL role. So as per the ITL, few things which he cannot see, but this user can work on any of the incident, any of the record, any of the problem statement. He can work, but he cannot do the background configuration, which a admin can do. So because it is asked in the interview, even I asked in the interview that how you can see the availability of the modules available here. And the answer is that on the basis of the rule. It is one of the question I can say which can ask in the CSA exam. Now, after that, let's say Atul, every day you send a lot of message on the WhatsApp and I have a lot of chats in the day as well. Your message has been missed out. So what you do? What I do generally, suppose if someone call me and I'm in a meeting, I'm in a training or I'm in a class or the office that time, he called me, I just drop a message to him. Hey, can you ping me on the WhatsApp? And I pin that particular chat on the WhatsApp so that I remember that I have to be called to that particular person. In ServiceNow, this is called the favorites. The module, the application which you are going to be used again and again. And if you want to open that application modules again and again, instead of going and searching here, let me say I want to be open the incident. So better I make it as a favorite here. Click on this. Don't click on this. We will discuss this part when we go for the table level discussions, but not now. I click on this. I click on this. I click on this. And now if you click on the favorites, you can see all these three favorites are there. You can pin, you can unpin as well. Like this. I can unpin as well. Like if I click here, I want to know, Natul, I want to see like this. It will give a feel like a previous releases. But now ServiceNow also recommended, guys, you are on the latest release. You are on the latest version of ServiceNow. Utilize that. So I not like to be pin up because it's a space kharab ho jata hai. Okay. Now I want to know that on which record I work yesterday. That is called the history. Let's say I ask, hey, Ima, you said you are watching some good web series. Can you share the link with me? Atul, let me check. I forget the name. Then what Ima do? Ima will open the YouTube, go to the history and scroll up. It means she want to know that what was the web series or the series name she was watching, and that is called the history. Do you guys tell me, do you guys go to the history and manually add, okay, add this particular episode in the history? No. The system do the things for you. If you give me a call, even though it did not connect, even though you cut it after the dialing, but still that create a record in the database and that become the history. So you can go and click here on the history. In the San Diego, ServiceNow enhance the history by putting the dates as well. Like I did not work on this instance yesterday. I worked this instance on the 18th. Before that, I work on the 13th. Before that, I work on the these things. So almost 1 week data in history it contains. Now, if I click on this change model, it will open the page to me directly like this. Clear till this point, everyone? Any doubt, any question? Let me come back here. Yes, Priya, MJ, Mua and Saba. Let me start from you guys. Any doubt, any question, any clarification required these points? Okay. Felika, Khushbu, Kumar, any doubt?
Nothing.
Nothing, Atul. Clear.
Good, good, good. Amiko, Akanksha, Ima, and Anha. Anha too, sorry. Any doubt, any question?
No, sir.
Great.
No questions.
The reason is that this is the first step to enter into service now. Either you want to become an architect, either you want to become a business analyst, either you want to become a developer. If you missed out this step, the navigation will be going to be tough for you. I told you that on the Saturday, the meetup I attended, I found that how a developer can quickly navigate the tool. And after that, I am thinking to become a developer. Let me try my hands in the development part. I know it's not my cup of tea, but still. Okay, after these three options, that is called the banner frame. Now I come to the workspace. We will discuss this workspace little later because it is not immediate required. Okay, now I come to this section and then I'll come to this particular area. Okay, now if you log in your laptop, if you log in, if you open any Word file or the Excel file, any presentation, anything, you will see that it show that who is been logging here, right? We call this user as a logged in user. As I told that I completed my business analyst batch, and one thing I learned from that batch is that being a consultant, being a business analyst, you should be very clear on your terms and terminologies. Maybe you can say, Atul, it is a user, but it is not a user. It is a logged in user, that from which user you log in into the instance. And I strongly recommend, guys, I strongly recommend, please follow the right terminologies on the going forward way, because these are the things which has been catch in the interview. If I took an interview and someone give the right terms, I feel happy. Yes, he know the purpose of these things. So if it says, if I click on this, I can see the multiple options there. It says that who is the login name here. Don't worry, maybe you will say, Atul, how I can create a user? We will discuss. You can see that which ID you're logging here. What is the short name for this? What is the user ID for that particular person? It was not available earlier in the previous releases. Now it is available now. I'll show that from where these contents are coming. Let me click on the profile here. This is the user profile. And let me change the view. Don't worry, the things I'm clicking here and there, I'll tell you. Just be with me for few modules to become on that particular place. So this is what it's showing to me. Admin. Let me change the name here. Learn, grow. I'm changing just for my sake. I'll tell you that later you also can change. Okay, let me click on the photo as well. Where I can go this one, batch 2. There's a, let me put this one. This one is good. Okay. So now if you log in into the system, I'm not changing the user ID because maybe this user ID has a lot of other connections in the background. So I'm not changing that part. So if you want to know about a user that who logged in, what profile it has, so you can just click on the here and you will able to find that what. You can put the time zone of a user. You can put the email ID. Let me put email ID because sooner or later we are going to be use this email ID as well for our communication part. I can put my phone number, which I don't want to put. I can put the mobile number, which I don't want to put here as of now, and click on the update. Let me reload my page here. Maybe I have to be log out and log in, then the image will be changed. Let log out and log in again. Oops, maybe it's hard coded somewhere. It's not picking up that image for me. But the list, all other things has been changed here. This is the way that you can check the logged in user profile. Now I come to the preferences. A very, very, very interesting topic. Girls don't like the background. Atul, it is so black. What type of person you are? So black. It is looking good. See, is it looking good? No. Now click on this. Come on the preferences. Click on the display. And you can make a changes here. Let me see, the themes are there. There's a concept called a theme. Notification accessibility not there. Notification debugging, it's not there. Maybe they have changed something here. Okay. So in ServiceNow, the another important point which I'm giving you here is called the personalized experience. Now let's take example. Ima has a mobile phone, iPhone 11. Saba has an iPhone 11. Okay. Saba daughter or maybe wife also use the same mobile phone which Saba has. But she don't like that my father put a very bad screen or this graphicals in the background. I don't like that. So if you want to make a changes in the instance for your purpose only, you can use the preferences part. It means if I change something in the preferences, it is not going to be impact any other user who is using my ServiceNow instance. Remember this thing, guys. This is called the personalized preferences. I want to see, let me click here. I want to see the display here. I want that compact using help text, these things. Let me show you something here and put the break lines and this thing. And there's a no save button. Just click OK. I show the changes now, how it will look like. Let me open the incident form. Let me go here. OK. Now I'm working as a consultant and I want that these options should be visible to me when I log in into the incident form. OK. So like this thing I can say here. If I go to my preferences and click here on the preference and click on the display, it's saying the first part is saying organize the form section and the related tab list into the tabs into the classic form. Let me show you something here. Like this, you are able to see, right? This is the way. I don't want to be see in this way. Let me open this and this part. Try to reload. Sorry. Try to reload this page. Then see how it will look. See, it has been changed the format. It's coming like notes, related records, this thing. I like scrolling instead of I like tabbing part. Now this preference is a personalized preference for me. It is not going to be impact any other user who are using my instance. Maybe you have a question, Atul, we don't have your user, your instance access. not today, but tomorrow when we are starting the username and the password user management concept, then you will have access to my system as well. In that case, if you make a change in the preferences, it is not going to be impact any other user at all. Okay, now the second option, the preferences part. This is the points which make ServiceNow a good user-friendly tool. I'm not praising it, but I'm telling you the truth. In 2014 or 15, when I started using ServiceNow, these are the points which attract me to learn ServiceNow. Because of its user interface, because of its accessibility, because of its user preferences part. So now you can see here that question mark is coming. This is called the help text. You are able to see, right? I don't want to be this help text. Go here, display, and remove this. Reload this page. See, question marks are gone here because this is my preference. Maybe Akanksha says, sir, I'm the new in the service now. I want this question mark. Okay, no problem. When you log in, you go to the preferences and make it as a true here. You can set your date and time format. I want in this format only. Okay, fine. You can change your time zone as well if you want. Okay, so these are the things which you can do preferences at your site. So let's say it says always show the top navigation. Let me see, cancel this and this and this and try to reload this page. Let's see what has been changed here. Top navigation is already there now. Not sure what's going to be changed. I doubt. Okay, but you guys can do this R&D at your site. So today's another homework. Log into the PDI of your PDI only and try to do this exercise. See what these particular things are saying to me. This is the first for the display part. Accessibility. Now, if you come here and you can see this, let's say this thing, this one. Atul, I want, or my customer has a requirement that under this particular resolved by, it should come like date format as well, YYDDMM. Okay, no problem. Go here and switch on this. Close this. Reload this. It is coming here. Accessibility, I want to be used, that's fine. और कहीं यहाँ पे नहीं है. There's no other date. Otherwise, if any other field which has a date as a type, it will be appear there as well. It is a preference. Again, it's all about the preferences only. Then I want to see the graphical colors, special keyboards, classical choice, reduced motion, a lot of things which is not for immediate use, but you can try this accessibility part. The third part is called the notification. How many of you configure the notification that if someone withdraw amount from my account, bank account, I should get a message? Either someone withdraw 100 rupees, either someone withdraw $5, either someone withdraw 20 pounds, I should get a message. These are called the notifications. We have a separate topic that how this notification has been worked upon. Now it says that in the notification you have the workspace if you want to show this thing, or if you want to show like if someone message you on your mobile phone, you are able to see that WhatsApp 20 on the top, it's mentioned 20. What that 20 means, that is a count. So if someone send an email to me and I want to see the count on the top, I can see it here because as of now there's no count for me or no notification for me. So nothing is appearing for me as of now here. Let me reload this page. See, there's nothing because there's no notification for me. Once we start the notification part, then we will able to see these things. Under that, they have a core UI. Let's switch on these options, good options. Core UI is a little different concept here. Okay, what the core UI says, let it be load. Yeah. So core UI says that maybe let's say I want only those notifications from my bank where someone is withdrawing the amount from my account or someone is depositing the account amount in my account. Only for these two cases I want the SMS or the email as well. For the rest of the cases, the SMS also work for me. This is called the preferences of the notification. I don't want each and every notification. Then what you can do, you can create the notification preference. Now, when you work in ServiceNow, you receive a lot of notifications. If you are a manager, you are receiving the approval notification. If you are an ITIL user, you are getting a notification that this change record has been updated, closed, modified, reviewed, open, assigned to. All these things are there. But I don't want every notification. That's very clear. Then you can create the preferences here. I want the notification should be go to this email ID, that is called the primary email ID. This is called the channel here. I click here and I can put my email address here. Maybe I'm using the two email addresses, one X, one Y. I want that if anybody withdraw the money from my bank account, it should go to the Y, because Y is I'm already all time checking. So I can put the here. It said it's a primary one. I said yeah. So initial email should be go to this particular option only, this particular email ID only, not to anyone else. Or if you want to put some kind of a SMS as well, it has a SMS functionality as well, but need to be checked where I can go. Let me see the mobile application. Okay, this for the mobile app, leave it, not required, because ServiceNow has its own mobile application as well. If you go to the Google Play Store or if you go to the iOS Play Store, search for the application called the Agent, Now Agent, NOWAGENT, Now Agent. A green color symbol will become, download that part, and then you can connect your PDI with that particular app. So the things which you're doing here, you can do in the mobile app as well. Clear till this point, everyone? Any doubt, any question? Let me come back here. Yes, guys, tell me. Anyone has any doubt, any question?
Hi.
Yes, go ahead.
You were too.
Sorry, Dipsy.
You were too fast in the explanation and the steps.
Oops.
So there was a lot I wasn't able to grab.
Okay. I'll try to be. I'll try to be slow then. Okay. No worries. That is an I always said that now it is the time when you learn that in the training you have to be do the hands-on as well. If you think it's a fast, you should stop me earlier only, not now. But no worries, let me come back here again. Okay, so these are the few things which you can do in the notification part. And the last section, that is called the debugging. This is basically for the developers. Debug means that if you want to check that why this code is not working for my user, that is called the debugging option. So when we start our scripting sessions, then we will go for this debugging in the depth, but not now. Let's not pick up this topic because that is not relevant to anyone as of now. Okay, now the next option in this section is called the impersonate user. From the interview perspective, from the CSA admin perspective, this is a very important concept to be understand here. Now give me example. Tell me example If you want to become a flight attendant, or maybe the air hostess, or maybe the pilot. Okay. And what I can say, let's not pick up this example. Let me put some other example here. Okay, there's a saying in English. Only the bearer know where the shoe pinches. Generally, our kids told us, how you know that how much pain I'm feeling now. Even though we are the parents, they say, hey mom, you don't know that how much pain I'm getting at point of time. Because we are not able to feel that as of now. To get that feel, either I need to get the same pain by that same mean, or some other way I have to be followed. In ServiceNow concept, there's a term called the impersonate user. It says that I am sitting on my instance and I will be logging as a Dipsy here. I can log in as a Ema here. I can log in as a Priya here. I can log in as a Khushbu here. Khushbu is sitting so far from me. I cannot call her, hey Khushbu, can you log into my instance and check is this functionality working for you? I cannot do that part. Like, let's take example that my product is ready and I want a user acceptance testing, that is called the UAT. Now, do you think in the UAT phase, I will invite 100 of the participants? No, I'll just invite a limited participants. Then you say, Atul, how this possible? How they will test for everyone? They can test everyone by using the impersonate user. As per the ServiceNow definition, impersonate user is a functionality which will be used only and only in the non-production instances. Don't worry about these things. We will discuss in tomorrow's call. Okay. Non-production means dev, test or beta, where you will be logging into the instance with the other user and able to see that what he or she is doing at point of time. Like on the EMA ticket, Ugo is going in the movie. That is called the impersonation. Okay. So now if I come here and show, let's say on my front end, I will to see like this. Okay. And okay, let's change the preferences here so that I can show that how the impersonate user work. Let's go to display and put this off. Okay. This is be for the admin as of now. Now let me go here and impersonate the user called the able tutor. We did not make changes for this particular user. Agree? Yes or no? Now I click on this impersonate user. Let me show you that what changes we done. Let me reload this page just to show that what we are going to be checked with the impersonate user. Okay, property should be false. Impersonate display. Let me put this like this. Okay. And now let reload this page and just check. Okay, these question marks are coming only for the admin now because there is a preferences one. Now I'll impersonate a user called the able tutor or the David Miller. Anyone I can impersonate. Click and impersonate. It means now I become a able tutor and log in into the system as a able tutor, and now I'll see that is this property or this particular changes is impacting to the able tutor or not. Give me a minute, guys. And now if I reload, I'm not able to see that question mark because able tutor is not a ITL user, and I log in, I impersonate that user because to see that is the same property working for the other user or not. So it is not working for the same. It means what I can say that impersonate user is used in the testing purpose. Let's take example. I am doing a testing for the change management. Okay, or I am doing a testing for the request management where requester is Saba and it should be approved by Khushbu and Ima and Akanksha and Priya. Now it is a UAT is going on. Do you think that Saba will ask Khushbu, Ima, Akanksha and Priya, hey guys, can you log in and to approve my request? Maybe Khushbu work in the morning shift 9 to 5. Saba log in at 6 o'clock. Ima is off today. Priya says, sorry, I'm in the meeting. I cannot approve your request. Priya says, sorry, I don't have rights to do that part. I'm not accountable to do that part. Then how the Saba will perform the testing? In this case, Saba will log in either as a Khushbu or can log in as a Ima or can log in as a Akanksha or can log in as a Priya and approve the request on their behalf. But this impersonation is only and only given in the lower environment. In the production instance, in the actual official instance, no user, including admins, don't have a rights to be impersonate, should not be have a rights to be impersonate. This question has been asked in the interview. What is the best practice you have to follow for the impersonation role? This role is not given in the production to any other user. There is another point here. So now I'll impersonate and impersonation. But did you notice one thing? When I impersonate this, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you saying admins are not allowed to impersonate?
Only admins are allowed to impersonate.
Okay.
In the lower environments, even in the production, we are avoiding these things. Means
Okay.
means this is a role. We did not give this role to every user until unless it has been specifically asked. During the testing phase, we give this rule, but not in the production. It is a big security breach if you give these rights in the production as well. Oh, what happened? So much noise in the morning. Okay, so impersonation is only and only used for the testing purpose, not other than that. Second point, if you are a ITL user, you cannot impersonate an admin user. Means if Saba is a ITL role in this system, he cannot impersonate me because I am having the admin rules. But I can impersonate Saba. There is another validation. Third point, which is important in the San Diego, if you notice that in the San Diego, if as soon as I click on the impersonate, it is showing the impersonating user and it's changed the color to the this thing red with the eye here. This indicate that now you're not working as an admin. You are logged in as some you are impersonated as some other user, which earlier releases we missed out. Suppose I'm working on an incident and I think, hey, I'm not able to see that record. Later I came to know, oh, I log in as I log in or I impersonate some other user. So ServiceNow say again, this is another user experience to just to enhance. If you're impersonating, you're able to see this round option with the red color and the eye is there. Now if I end impersonation, see there's a no red, no eye. It means I logged in as my own ID here. Clear till this point, guys? Any doubt? Any question?
Atul, I actually have few questions.
Sure, go ahead, Khushbu.
Yeah. I do not see admin. I see here when I log in.
Mhm.
I see here as system admin actually.
That's fine. System admin, that's fine.
So why it is different? I mean, how can I be admin? What is the difference?
No, no. Okay, let me show you. Come to the profile here. Okay. And go here and change to the view to the default one. I'm telling you. Okay. This is coming from this only. First name and the last name. And user ID is admin here.
Yeah, so I do not have user ID as admin. I have as system.
So it will show the system here for you then.
Okay, and why is that?
Because it is a background configuration that what to be displayed here. Because see, for my instance, maybe I done some changes. I do a lot of R&D. So I change to the learn
Okay.
and grow. So it's showing learn and grow here. It's showing my
Mm,
designation here. It's showing that
okay.
who is the user who created this part.
Okay.
Okay.
But so my role will be different because you're
You
admin and
no
I
no no.
am in. It will be same.
It will be same.
It
It
is
will be same.
Okay.
Your role will be same. If you want to see the role, just scroll down and go to the roles here and search for the admin. You should have this admin role.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
You will
And
go ahead,
sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yes. And why? I mean, how will I see? Let's say if I want to use Saba as you know impersonator,
Correct.
then how? Because I will not be able to see anything here now, isn't it?
You will
I
not
have
able
not
to see.
added them. Yeah, I've
Correct.
not. So
So
how will
until
I add them?
unless yes. That is a topic we'll start from tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. The user management.
Okay.
How to
Okay.
create a user. How to give the role to the users. That we'll discuss in the upcoming classes.
Okay.
Okay. So don't worry. That is the reason I'm saying that now you should have your PDI with you. You start exploring the options in that area. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next one, which is any other question, Khushbu?
No.
Okay. Now the
Thank you.
next is which is important here. Let's say in my family, we have the four members, me, my father, mother, and my sister. Okay. In every family, there is a place, maybe in the wardrobe, maybe in some kind of a cupboard, maybe in some kind of a briefcase, where nobody is allowed to be open other than the father or other than the mother. Neither me, neither my sister, neither my child is allowed to open that. Like if I give you the example, we have a bank accounts and almost all the banks provide a facility called the locker, where you can keep your jewelry, you can keep your important documents, your loan documents, your home documents, your anything which you want to put it there. Okay, but neither the bank manager, neither the bank CEO, neither the bank CTO allowed to be open that particular locker which is assigned to you. Only you are allowed to open that particular locker. That is called the in service now. That is called the elevated role. Another important question from the service now examination perspective and from the interview perspective. What do you mean by the elevated role? Elevated role says that if you want to make a change in the ServiceNow system from the security perspective, then this role is required. Even though I am an admin, still I cannot make a change in the security configuration. There's a concept called the ACL, access control list. I cannot make a change in that ACL. Let me show the example. Let me go here. ACL. Let me search and open this. I'm not getting any new button here. Are you able to see any new button? Quickly just check. No new button, right? Because ServiceNow says that security is one of the major thing. I cannot give a rights to everyone and anyone. If anyone want to do, they have to take the elevated role. So elevated role means it is like of a impersonation where you are impersonating yourself as the security admin, and I click on this. From the interview perspective, this is the standard lines you have to be remember. Number 1 point, not from the interview, from the exam CS examination as well. Elevated role work only and only the time the session is on. If session is off or by mistake you log out, your elevated role will be over. You have to be again get elevation role by clicking on this option. It is a high security settings. High security means if I give this role to Khushbu or Priya or to Ima or Dipsy or anyone, they can log in into my instance and they can delete any security policies here. And that is the ServiceNow say when I purchase a ServiceNow, sorry, I purchase instance from the ServiceNow for my customer. ServiceNow ask me, okay, tell me Atul Grover, to whom this elevated role should be given. I said you can give it to me only as of now. If required, I will extend to anyone else, but as of now, give it to me. Now, if I click on this, see, elevated role by adding privilege which end when you get log out. And which roles are available for this, you can click on this. Basically, it will give you a security admin roles at the runtime. And now I click on the update. And now you can see I'm able to see the new button. The color has been changed to the red and the upper arrow has been there, which indicate, boss, you are working as a security admin here. Be careful on your work because you have a full capacity now to delete anything in the ServiceNow instance. This is the elevated role. Be careful, guys. Being a developer, being a consultant, I will never get this elevated role in my official instances. And a request, use this elevated role to log in and see, but don't make any changes until we reach to this topic called the ACL. Okay. The next one, clear this point. This is very important question from the interview and the examination perspective. Clear this point, guys. Any doubt, any question? Yes, go ahead, Priya.
What is the difference between elevate role or impersonate user?
Impersonation means you are using other user and entering in their house. Elevated means you are giving up more power to you to more work. So like if you know that you are not allowed to enter or you are not be fully authorized to be entered in anyone's house. So what you do? You say, hey, he's my friend, he's my friend, he's my friend, and you enter into that particular house. That is called the impersonation. Elevated means if I am an admin of my house and I want to be work to make some security changes, maybe I want to be change my briefcase which has a lot of important documents, then I'm giving that role to myself, not to anyone else. That is called the elevated roles. Via impersonation, you can see that how the other person's system is behaving. By the elevated role, you are able to modify the security level changes. See in this, if you see Priya, I did not log in with David, Abel or David. I just log in as my name, but I am getting the more power now. I'm getting a new button. Now, if I log out from here, my elevated role has been gone. Oh, it is still there. Wow. Maybe it should not be actually. I log out actually, but it should not be. Let's see, it's showing ACL. It's picking from the history only. Yep, it's still picking from the history, not this one.
Two.
No, see, it is just speaking from the history, but it should not be. Maybe it's a bug for service now. Just give me 1 minute. Coming to you. So I'm not able to have a new button here. If I want, I need to be get a elevated role again here. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
So in what situation do you find yourself where you need to have the elevated role?
When you have to make a changes on the security policies, not other than that case. So if you see here, if I click on this elevated, what it's saying that you're giving the security admin role. It means if let's say if Moa is having a function at the home and she said to her to some friend, hey, you can go to my room and get this thing taken out from there. You are giving them an elevated role. Now she can either make a steal of anything from your valuable jewelry, your cash, your documentation, your clothes, anything she can do, which we not like every time. So we never ever give this elevated role to any user other than the admin. And we use this role only and only when we have to work on the security level changes. Clear? Dipsy.
Very clear. Last question for the day.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as a developer, what are the first few things you do in the beginning of the day when you start your work?
Okay. So as a developer, the main work which I do specifically need to be checked that what are the development I have to be do, what are the story has been given to me, what are the requirements has been given to me. So being a developer, see, I consider developer like a person, or have you seen the horse? When the horse run into into that race in the derby, basically we not derby is basically that horse race is there in the race course. They put some fold on the eyes of a horse. What is that purpose? Because when horse is riding, or the rider or the jockey is riding that horse, the horse should not see here or there. He should only consider that he need to be run. That is the way that developer work. They are not bothered that what spelling mistake has been written in the requirement. They just copy paste and do it. So being a developer, your day-to-day work routine start that you need to be understand what the design I'm going to be it's built or have to be build it now. What the way I optimize my code. Writing a code is a good, but write a optimized code is required. Do I need any special kind of access to perform these activities? This is the another task a developer need to be do. We will discuss these things, that configuration, customization, a developer need to be understand from day to day part. There's a lot of things they have to do. Some developer do the designing phase first, and then they start building that particular product in the service now. Some developer says, no, design is ready. Maybe my architect has been given me design. Let me start working on that part. These things come from the experience only. Clear till this point, guys?
Thank you.
Great. So let's stop the class here only as of now. Okay, let me stop the recording first and then we'll discuss take the quick attendance.